If you just want to install the fix, the link is in the description. The download will include a README that contains instructions. This is a fan-made patch to the Steam version of Black Souls 1 that fixes a pretty egregious bug and a couple other minor mistakes that were somehow not detected by the supposed playtesting team of the publishers. It also adds Fullscreen++, which essentially allows the game to be played at a higher resolution for those who have bigger monitors. This patch does not change the font. If you want to go back to the original font, you'll have to delete lolita.tff in the fonts folder. The item display bug happens whenever you summon an ally in combat. It displaces all item pickups and can stack until you're no longer able to see anything you pick up anymore. There is no way to fix this either. You will have to restart the game. This should be fixed in a later official patch, but one of the last things I was told before I got banned from the Discord server was that they won't patch BS1 until they release BS2. So until then, here's the best option. I also fixed 3 other extremely minor text issues. The first is fixing the capitalization on Pat the Head. Of all issues in the Steam release, this is the only one that was actually introduced by the publishers, so I have no idea what crack they were smoking when they uncapitalized the P. The second issue is Catherine is no locked in the basement. While this has always existed, I'm still wondering how it made it through, especially considering how blaringly obvious it is. Finally, the talking Rafflesia in the Finnish Tea Party's name goes untranslated after a certain event, so I fixed that too. This was extremely obscure, so I'm not surprised it never got fixed. Now that I'm done talking about the patch itself, I want to talk a bit about the publishers. I want to be 100% clear here to not cause misinformation, but the item display bug was not caused by them at all. In fact, as far as I'm aware, the publishers have only changed the font, uncensored H scenes, added Steam achievements, uncapitalized Pat the Head, and done some extremely minor grammar fixes in some of the H scenes. That is the extent to the work they've done in this game. Otherwise, it is a one-for-one copy of the DLSite version. You may notice some lines of dialogue that are completely different to your version, and if that's the case, you're a pirate, since the F95 version is an older patch. With all this being said, it's still incredibly disappointing that some of this made it in regardless. The entire effort for getting this out on Steam was just focused on bypassing restricted policies, which they've succeeded, even if the unpatched version of the game is horrendous. But since they did actually change the original version of the game, it's kind of astounding how they let some of these errors slip through the cracks and they're so obvious. One of the things I was curious about when I was in their Discord server was the font, but talking with the server's only active moderator got me nowhere since he didn't actually work on the project. He did imply that the playtesting team reported overflowing, and I've gotta say, changing the entire game's font just because of one boss, but leaving shit in like Catherine is no locked in the basement, just shows how blatantly incompetent the company is. Except maybe the translator, who I want to talk shit about for banning me, but to be completely honest, I deserved it, Lamau. Anyway, I could have made this a long time ago, I'm just incredibly lazy. At the end of the day, I'm the most incompetent of all. Have a good one.